I'm in the same position as most Gibraltarians. I voted to stay in the European Union, but again, like Gibraltarians, I accept the outcome because we're all Democrats. The key message that we've always tried to stress as a group, and I think we're getting through with this, is to make sure that Gibraltar mustn't be left behind. Whatever deal the UK achieves, and I want it to be good and a generous one, Gibraltar's got to be integrated within that. We can't have any suggestion that Gibraltar can be hived off from our relationship. We're determined to fight that, and I'm very positive that that will be the case, and I think the Prime Minister's message and Alan Duncan's message was very firmly, we're not going to let that happen.
You've made it here to National Day despite the debate over the EU withdrawal bill obviously coming to a vote tomorrow. You've argued the government shouldn't be handed a blank legislative cheque. What do you see happening with this vote?
Well, I'm sure that the bill will get its second reading tomorrow. That's the first stage in our legislative process because, as a Democrat, I accept that it gives effect to what happened, and also really important for everybody that we don't have any break in the legal framework. But I think the government is going to have to listen to the legitimate concerns that say this. If we are going to say that decisions are now taken within the UK, it's got to be through our framework of parliamentary democracy. We can't be taking power from one lot of bureaucrats to give it to another lot of bureaucrats wherever they are. I think the government will be sensible and realistic about that. But it will be, again, a few weeks of pretty intensive discussion and really hard work in the committee stage. But I think we can get the detail right, and that will then give us a sound basis to go forward.
Well, just like Gibraltar, we're waiting on the outcome of the negotiations, but we're very clear. We don't want a hard border with the Irish Republic any more than I'm sure Gibraltar wants a hard border with Spain. And we hope for a common sense approach by the EU and by the Irish government. We want to see free movement of people. We've got a common travel area on the island of Ireland that predates the European Union. There's no reason why that common travel area shouldn't continue, and there's no reason why we can't come to a sensible agreement on customs and trade as well. So we're hopeful that there will be a pragmatic approach taken to this.
Well, it's very difficult at the moment because the UK government has a particularly silly line, I think. But I think what's important for Gibraltar is to have the frontier open. You know, the UK government's taken itself into a place where it will not be a regional trade agreement. That's what the European Union is, a regional trade agreement. The only countries not in that in the world are East Timor, South Sudan, Somalia, Mauritania and São Tomé and Príncipe and the Gulf of Guinea. The UK is going to be in that position. But what really matters for Gibraltar is the frontier stays open, because the people who work around here, 8,000 a day, I think, come into Gibraltar. That's vital for Gibraltar's economy. So whatever the UK is doing, the important thing is we do our best to keep that frontier open. That's what you need, and that's what should happen. But we don't know in the future, because the UK's position is doing something quite silly, in my view, and the UK government should not be embarking on Brexit.
I think that we understand, those of us who took a long, hard look at the future challenge of Britain's relationship with the European Union and came to the conclusion that in the long term we were going to have to part. I think we understand the complexity of that decision. We understand the particular challenges for Gibraltar, given its obvious land border with Spain, in the same way that we understand the complexity for Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland. So you know, we don't make light of the importance for Gibraltar or the seriousness of the challenge. But what I know beyond any doubt is that the people of Gibraltar didn't vote to remain in the European Union in any way because they were less committed to being British. They voted because they were concerned about very practical possible consequences, and that is something I think the United Kingdom has to make sure that we are ready to respond to.